What is going on, guys? It is Saturday, May 7th. I am voicing over my workout from Friday, May 6th. And usually this video would be out on a Friday, but I wanted to try something a little bit different and put my video out a day later. But anyways, this was my first set. I did chest and arms. I didn't record the chest workout because the video is emphasis on the arms. But anyways, this one chest exercise right here, bench press, 22 reps. So that was an all-time rep PR for me yesterday, and it was on a deload. I don't know why, but I always try to rep out 225 for my only set of bench on a deload. But the two moves I wanted to show you are the dumbbell tricep skull crusher, and then just some different dumbbell and barbell bicep movements. So the reason I like the dumbbell skull crusher better is it gives you much more range of motion on your tricep contraction, and I don't think it doesn't It doesn't bother my elbows as much. This is Hayden. He wanted to try out the movement. I don't think he's ever really gotten into the dumbbell tricep skull crushers, and he sees that they are a little more difficult than easy curl bar skull crushers. But anyways, this dude is strong for his age. He just deadlifted 405. He's got a pretty good squat, although I haven't really seen it. Pretty strong bench, but yeah, to be killing it at 17 is definitely cool. Anyway, back to what I was doing. As you can see, I'm taking it really slow. What I'm trying to do is focus on getting the same range of motion and the same tempo on every movement. So if you look at what I'm doing, you see 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the goal is to get that same sort of tempo. It's like 3 points, and you're going to get that same time on each rep, that same range of motion. And getting a good range of motion, getting a good tempo is really going to improve your bicep workouts. This is something that I try to pay a lot of attention to, whether my tempo is faster, whether I'm going faster with the reps, or whether I'm going slower. I try to be consistent with the same reps. And I don't try to worry too much about everything being exactly the same every workout. I do structure a lot of my stuff. I do progressive overload on at least 3 movements on each workout. But some of I just like to have fun sometimes. On the smaller bicep movements, on the smaller tricep movements, I just like to have fun. Sometimes it's nice to just go in the gym and bang some weights, and after you've finished the movements that you are progressively overloading, or you have on your conjugate method, whatever it is that you're doing, it's fun to just kind of go tear it up a little bit and get a really good pump, and do what bodybuilders used to do, get pumped up. As you can see here, I'm really focusing on the tempo. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm also trying to control the descent. The descent is what is called the eccentric portion of the movement. So if you want to really make things harder on yourself, don't let the weight just drop. Control the eccentric portion of the movement. And if you want to, you can even pause at the top of the rep, which is called an isometric hold. And so you can slow the eccentric down, and you can have an isometric pause, and that will literally make the weight 3 times harder. So you could be curling with 75% of what you normally curl, and you're pausing at the isometric, and you're slowing down the eccentric, and it's much harder. And so you could actually progressively overload at a much easier weight And what I like to do is on my deload weeks, I'll do something like that. So a deload week is basically when you take 15 to 20% off of all of your weights lifted. So if you're normally lifting 100 pounds, then you're lifting 80 to 85 pounds. I'll drop a set. So if I'm doing 4 sets of a certain weight, I'll drop it to 3. If I'm doing 3 sets of a certain weight, I'll drop it to 2. So 15 to 20% off the weights and dropping the sets by 1. And when I do that, just to still get a good workout, I like to sort of change the tempo a little bit, slow things down, really focus on getting a good pump and getting a good squeeze on that week. And basically it makes it still a good, difficult workout. I don't want to go in the gym and just like play around and then everything be super easy. I'm not really about that. I love the whole idea of the RPE scale, and I use it on bench, squat, and deadlift. Mostly just bench and squat. But like for instance, that bench press set that I did at the beginning, 225 22 reps, was about a non-RPE, which means my rated perceived exertion was about 9. So I probably could have gotten like 23 reps, maybe 24. 23 probably would have been like a 9.5 or a 9.9. So who knows? I like the RPE scale, but at the same time, on some of the smaller stuff, I like to just kind of have fun. Sometimes focus on a stronger eccentric, sometimes focus on the isometric. Sometimes I do both. Heck, sometimes even add a band. But I think overall, for arm development, it is very important to focus on the motion, focus on the movement. A lot of the smaller body parts, if you use the same explosive can't talk today. A lot of the smaller body parts, if you use the same explosive motion that you do on some of the bigger ones that make you gains, like squat, bench, and deadlift, you won't get as much out of them. When you use explosive force on something like a curl, you end up using your back, your chest, use your quads to move around a little bit. You want to take everything else out of it and just focus on the arm, the bicep. Because you're already working your arms on like everything. You're working your arms on the bench, you're working your arms on deadlift, you're working your arms on like almost every big upper body movement. So when you're actually isolating your arms, you want to actually try to isolate your arms and just work on the range of motion, the tempo, the isometric, the eccentric part of the movement. So there are 3 parts of the movement, just by the way, just BT dubs. So you've got your concentric portion of the movement, which is the curling up of the weight. You have your isometric portion of the movement, which is the hold at the top of the rep, and then you have the eccentric portion of the movement, which is the descent of the weight. And that is on any movement that you do, period, but I'm just using it for curls. And on curls specifically, it's really good to focus on that stuff. It's really good to sort of exaggerate the hold at the top, exaggerate the negative or the eccentric portion of the movement. It's hard not to get those words mixed up. It's easier just to say positive, negative, and hold, but I like their technical names and I like science. So it is concentric, isometric, and eccentric. Yes. But anyways, I'm about that science life. You should be too. I'm writing a book that's very scientific. I was actually writing about amino acids yesterday. It was fun. But anyways, finishing up here with a little bit of perfect push-ups for the triceps. And that is going to finish up the video. I hope everyone has a fantastic Mother's Day tomorrow. Buy your mama house. And with that, I hope you guys have a great day. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all love. You loyal. I appreciate you.